This is the Good Neighbor Podcast, the place where local businesses and neighbors come together. Here's your host, Regina Lee.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Good Neighbor Podcast. My favorite thing to do is talk to local business owners in the Charlotte area. And today I have with us Michael Tuggle. He is the owner of Tuggle Pro Services. Welcome, Michael.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
Yeah, I've heard about you years and years, so I'm super excited to have you on our show today and learn more about you. So kind of give us a broad overview of what do you guys do at Tuggle Pro Services?
So it is a unique company that I've built. Generally work with homeowners, HOA management companies, property managers, residential side, as well as commercial. I have some commercial management companies I work with as well. So with that, it can be small things of hanging a sign or fixing a sign all the way up to water damage, sheetrock repairs, full renovations of homes or condos, offers some emergency services at times as well. So it's kind of a unique niche. Also do some property walks and inspections. Could do thorough maintenance inspections, looking for roof issues, siding issues, waterproofing issues, landscaping issues, signage. Basically, if you think of a community and it might need something to be fixed, that's what I would do.
That's amazing. And how long have you been doing this?
I have been doing this now for, oh my gosh, on my own, probably 8 or 9 years now. I kind of lose track at this point. But working with HOA management companies and construction my entire life.
How did working in that industry take you to owning and operating your own family business now?
Well, I was with a management company for 14 years as a maintenance coordinator, and it was having to hire handymen, electricians, roofers, and having to oversee all these complex projects, and really saw a need that we could just go to one person and say, hey, I've got this project, it needs to be overseen. So the thing that's unique also about my company is that if you're not hiring me to actually do the work and my contractors, I do offer supervising. So if you have a large project and you're comfortable with your contractor, or it's a project that has multiple contractors that you've already lined up and you need somebody just to kind of oversee that project, I offer those services as well of coordinating with your contractors, not just my own.
Well, if you've been in Charlotte, tell me again, how long have you been in Charlotte?
Since 99, so what's that, 26 years now?
Boy, have you seen some growth.
Yes, seen lots of changes and new buildings and tear downs and everything.
Yeah, when you see someone buy, $1 million house and then tear it down, like, right. Whoa, to build something else. What are some of the trends you're seeing now with renovations?
That's kind of a hard one. It's kind of unique to each person of what their desires and tastes are. I feel like it's going back to like shaker cabinets. I feel like the grays and stuff are kind of out.
Okay, that's good to know.
Going more towards still neutral colors, but not the gray. So that's kind of a unique thing. Always the stainless steel appliances are still always in.
Do you guys offer like painting?
Yes, we do painting as well. I have some guys in-house for smaller projects, and then I actually have partnered with other contractors as well for large complexes.
So since you've got the background in managing projects, and now you're actually on the other side, what advice would you give someone who's considering a remodeling project? Let's say it's kitchen or bath or a add-on room.
I think it's to make sure you're comfortable with who you're hiring, and making sure that they're knowledgeable. because I do feel like there's several out there that are not. And it's not always the best to go with the cheapest at all. Get multiple quotes. Generally, you're going to fall right in the middle. Middle to the high is probably the best way to go. Somebody that's large enough to handle the job, but not too large to have all the massive overhead to be the highest bid. Because I feel like you tend to kind of lose personal connection.
Sure.
What is really important to me in my company is building long-term relationships. And building relationships to the point of like, if I don't even get that job, I still want to hear about your project, and having the care of like, hey, I'm invested in what you're doing as well.
So let's say I'm doing a kitchen remodel. Do I come to you with my plan that's been drawn by someone, or are you able to offer that service as well?
I'm able to offer that service as well, but
Wow.
welcome. If you already have plans, you already know what you want, that's great. If not, I have several architects that I work with and several engineers that I've known for years and years.
Yeah.
So I'm able to connect with them and turn things around quickly too.
Well, the fact that you've been in the area so long is such a plus because you do have those great relationships and, the people that have been around a while and are in it for the real reason.
Yeah, absolutely.
What sets you guys apart from others?
Well, besides what I've already mentioned,
Mhm.
the personal care and the relationship building, I think it's just the unique knowledge and perspective that I have gained over the years that I take into every job of looking not just with blinders on of this project, but looking at where it's going to take you and what other things that project might affect, and not just blindly going into what you want done.
Right, right. Has technology over the years, the changes, and gosh, everything is so techy now, has that affected or helped your business? How has it changed for
I
you?
think it has helped a lot. I've always loved computers growing up. I had a Texas Instrument computer when they first came out. It had the
I
old,
remember.
really old dial up, where you lift the phone and put it on the modem.
Oh God.
Um, but I've kept up with it through the years. I've actually done an evening course in IT and repair and software. So I think it's helped definitely. And it's helped me create my own systems for the company. And with contractors that I've worked with, if they're subbed out or my own guys, I've created a system that they can see everything right there on their phones. Everything's unique. So if they have any questions at all, they have the tools and knowledge that's right in front of them. Of course, I'm always in communication with them as well.
Sure.
So technically, technology has really helped, I think, in a lot of ways. And AI, I think, is going to improve things as well, and just improve communications, make things quicker.
Yeah, I had on a phone call yesterday my first AI operator, and I
Yeah,
couldn't even tell. I mean, she did introduce herself as an AI operator. Otherwise, I would not have known. I mean, it was
yeah,
pretty amazing.
it is. It is. I do worry though. I hope it doesn't go to the point where we lose a personal touch.
Yeah.
It's like I said, the relationship building and trust building is the key and cornerstone of who I am and my company.
What do you like most about what you get to do every day?
It's actually building relationships, and sharing knowledge, is something I really do enjoy. Sharing like the building construction, how it's put together, understanding of the waterproofing elements, how things connect together, and being able to share that and explain that to board members or homeowners, and and personally being there with them, so that they can put hands on it as well and fully understand. It's not just a conversation. I really enjoy that.
So kind of help me wrap my head around the HOA piece that you do. Kind of describe what that means.
So HOAs is homeowners associations. So they are basically, they have a board of volunteer homeowners that oversee the community. Most of the times they hire a management company. So the management company runs the collecting of the dues, violations, and then the maintenance side, which is where I would fall in. Like I've said before, I worked for 14 years, worked as a maintenance coordinator with a management company. So I have a long-standing background in that. At this point, over 20 years working with management companies and boards. So when there's issues in townhomes or condos, or even the single family homes, you have a community pool. The HOA is responsible for maintaining that, and that's what your dues would go towards, is funding and upkeeping, repairs. Hopefully they've had a reserve study done, which that gets into even more. We have the reserve advisors come in. They assess everything that the association maintains and owns, and then give you actual budget of like, hey, this playground has 15 more years. You're going to need to replace it in 15 years. Here's how much you need to be saving every year to cover that expense at the time. So with going back to Tuggle Pro Services and working with HOAs is understanding those unique positions, those building elements that need to be maintained, and understanding how all that works together with the budget, with the board, with the community as a whole, all the way down to the single resident, who's paying their dues and wants their gutter cleaned,
Aren't those meetings fun?
Yeah.
Oh God, I was on the board one time of my old neighborhood, and I thought, "Ooh, this is tough." Especially when there's bad stuff you have to talk about. But
Yeah,
I get it now.
it's a hard thing being on the board. It's a very thankless job.
Yeah, well, you must have that wonderful attitude that you can just stay calm and do what needs to be done.
Yeah, I think my background, like I grew up in the church, I was homeschooled, did construction throughout my life with that, and I've had tons of challenges, or I'd like to say opportunities. I don't like to look at it as challenges.
Yeah.
It's opportunities for growth and to work through things. It's given me that unique patience to work through things and understand, like, hey, you know what? They're frustrated about something, and coming at it to look at their side and have some empathy, like, yeah, I get it. That is frustrating. I hear your frustration. I want to help you work through that. What can we do together to solve this issue?
That's wonderful. Wonderful attitude. I see why you're so successful. So when you're not running this amazing company, what do you do for fun?
Well, I have 5 children, so they
Whoa.
keep me busy and they have a lot of fun. 3 of them are adults at this point. I've only got 2 left at the house, but I love in the evenings coming in. We all sit down. We all have a movie night, watch a movie and jammies, or we'll have a game night, play Ticket to Ride, some type of game board or Uno or something. It's more of a movie night now that they're getting older.
Yeah.
But it's still on, probably at least once a month. We have all the older kids still come home because they all live like 5 to 10 minutes from me, and we'll have a giant game night. We'll have a giant Ticket to Ride game with everybody. And that's a lot of fun. And I also have a garden that we started up this year, built a raised garden in the back. So watching that, and my 12-year-old daughter loves it, and she helped me plant and clean out weeds, and so that's what I do in the free time.
That's how I was raised. Pulling weeds and the old-fashioned trimmers where you get down on your hands and knees and have to trim that edge. Yeah, I thought it was child labor torture back then. Oh, I love it. I love it.
It builds skills for the future.
So let's end by letting our listeners know how to find you, Michael.
Well, you can go to tuggleproservices.com. There's a form there you can fill out. You're welcome to call me anytime, 704-207-8753. Voicemails, text. You can text. I tend to have a hard time keeping up with them sometimes, especially in the evening. I'll look at it and then forget that it came through. But emails, through the website, phone calls, any of those ways would be great.
Yeah. Go ahead and spell Tuggle so you're easy to be found.
Yes, a lot of people ask me that. It is Tuggle.
Tuggle Pro Services. Michael, it has been a pleasure getting to know you better. What areas of Charlotte do you work in?
Well, basically anywhere in Charlotte. We've gone all the way up to Mooresville, all the way down into Rock Hill.
Okay.
So Gastonia, any of that, all the way down into Monroe. So it's a pretty wide area.
Well, if you need anything done around the home or your HOA needs someone, you are the man. Thank you, Michael. I hope we get to meet out in the community sometime.
Thank you. I look forward to it, and I appreciate the opportunity.
Thank you for listening to the Good Neighbor Podcast. To nominate your favorite local businesses to be featured on the show, go to gnpsouthcharlotte.com. That's gnpsouthcharlotte.com or call 980-351-5719.